Hello, very pleased to meet you. My name's Reyland Jones, Peak Performance English. Now, I'm gonna just present very quickly two contrasting ways of getting results with clients. Now, I'm not saying that either we do one or the other. I'm saying there are two different ways. One that I seemed to observe quite a lot when I was working with schools, and another way that I believe we get results and the way that people like to work with me. And so what I'm going to call the slow way to try to get confidence, because confidence would seem to be really what people are after. It means we're going to do work. It means we're going to call people up. It means when we have the opportunity, we're actually going to use the English that we're learning and we're going to enjoy it more. So that's the idea. So what is the slow way? Well, very often it starts at school. That's not a problem, except school was not a very good experience for a lot of people. And in this case, people go from school and it's time to speak. And very quickly, they feel kind of ridiculous. Many people say, when I start to speak, it's hard. It doesn't feel right. Of course, because at school, there wasn't a lot of speaking. And so let's travel. Travel is one of the biggest things that people say is the only way that we can actually get to confidence. Or study, of course, right? Or alcohol for many people. Does that work? Have you tried that with your students? Could work. Generally, people go through a lot of effort and they may not get the result. And if they don't get the results, it can make them feel pretty low. So continue. And very often people say, okay, next step, do some socializing. And they still feel that something's not quite right. So what now? Okay, let's get individual coaching. I'm going to do this. More alcohol, that could work. More travel, that could work too, right? So let's continue in this process because I'm trying to get confidence and maybe I'll get there. And some people really get confidence. They can go places that others only dream of. And some just end up still feeling tired because they haven't got the result that they want yet. They still feel silly when they speak. Something's not quite right. So back to the drawing board, back to work, more study for the students, socializing, but this time socializing with alcohol, that could work. And for some, this is an ongoing cycle. Let's look at another model for confidence. So in this model, what do we want? Confidence. When do we want it? Now. So if we want that, we can start with an experience of speaking that feels good. And I don't need to be able to speak perfectly to do that. Start with an optimal experience of speaking. Start with the end in mind. From there, what next? Get to action. Optimize your social context for learning. Actually get them as fast as possible and enjoy them. And have the tools to be able to do that in the context and not just in the coaching session or the class. Next is, well, they have apps, they have e-learning, but when we force e-learning onto them, they're like, I don't want this, please. When e-learning comes later, because it is useful, apps have some amazing science, technology, there's so much research to make apps, they must have their place. How are they going to use them? When do they use them? Is it somehow put into a habit? Do you help them form their habits? And from there, the idea is to go and enjoy higher and higher levels of fluency. Because once our students understand that fluency starts at a level of quite fluent and goes up, 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 and every time they go up, they feel better and better, and they keep going and going and going.